Good morning, good evening, happy lunch break for one last time during our 21 days of prayer and fasting. Yep, that's right. Today's day 21, the last day together. Man, what a cool journey. Colossians chapter 4, verse 2, Paul wrote these words, "Devote yourselves to prayer with an alert mind and a thankful heart." So that's the whole point of these 21 days, is that you would create a habit of spending time where your mind is undistracted and alert and only focused on God, and that your heart is in a posture of thanking Him. Well, it's probably wise to look back. What has God spoke to you over the last 21 days? As you pray today, what can you thank Him for? As you've slowed down, as you've removed distractions, as you've created space for God to speak to you through fasting and through prayer, what have you learned along the way? What did God speak to you about how He told you how to pray through the Lord's Prayer? What did God teach you about who He is as the Good Shepherd? And this past week, what has God showed you as you've prayed for others and made prayers and supplications and thanksgivings for other people, for all people? See, although we're at the end, we're not done praying. 21 days of prayer and fasting, it's not just a church event, even though we do it once a year, but it is meant to create a rhythm that carries forward for the rest of this year. See, our hope is that this time of devoting yourself to prayer that Paul wrote about in Colossians with an alert mind and thankful heart, that you continue doing that every single day. See, the goal of 21 days of prayer and fasting was never discipline, it was intimacy. It was relationship, so that you can grow closer in your relationship to God. As we close our 21 days of prayer and fasting, during your prayer time today, I want you to celebrate. You did it. Prayed every day for 21 days straight, fasted. God showed you things during that. Celebrate, but I would also challenge you to do something else, and maybe you weren't expecting this. I want to challenge you to commit to continuing being devoted to prayer this whole year and the rest of your life. Because, let's be honest, there's nothing that we need more than the presence of God in our lives every single day. I want to encourage you to keep praying, keep listening, fast again later this year, because the same God that you experienced in these 21 days, it's the same God that's going to be with you on day 22 and day 23 and day 100 and day 300, all the way back until next year when we do these 21 days of prayer and fasting again. I want to leave you today with one of my absolutely favorite quotes on prayer, and it says this: "Prayer does not prepare us for the greater work. Prayer is the greater work." Here's your final prayer prompts for today. Thank God for meeting you in this season during these 21 days of prayer and fasting. Find a way to celebrate what He has done in your heart and to share with someone what God has spoke to you. Pray for God to help you to commit to a daily rhythm of prayer and ask God to continue shaping your life through His presence. I hope God has totally rocked your world these last 21 days. I can't wait to hear about it in the comments and in person if I get to see you and I know you, of what God has done over these last 21 days. And I'm praying again that He continues to speak to you as you continue to sit at the feet of Jesus.